When Batman's violent alter ego Zur-En-Arrh took full control over his body, he got trapped inside of his mind where the other versions of Zur told him that his version of Zur-En-Arrh invited all of them into his mind when he was hopping universes, and that their end goal was to protect people by taking total control over the entire multiverse whether anyone wanted it or not. They tried convincing Bruce to join them, but their tactics were morally wrong in his eyes, so he decided to take on every single one of them simultaneously, despite knowing that his odds of beating them were extremely low. And while battling it out with them inside of his mind, Zur-En-Arrh and the Joker were playing a game of cat and mouse on the outside of his mind. So it was kinda like a Bruce Banner situation when Banner interacts with the Hulk in his head. But the fight between Zur and the Joker was insanely brutal. At one point, Zur was bashing the Joker's face in over and over again, while threatening to snap his neck so that he couldn't move and so that he would need a machine to breathe for him. But the Joker managed to escape his clutches by shocking him, and despite how gnarly their showdown was getting, the Joker was having a blast the entire time because he loved seeing Bruce completely unhinged. Now, as Zur was chasing the Joker, he ran into one of Bruce's old mentors named Lucy, and upon seeing how ruthless Bruce was being, she asked him what happened to him. She knew that Bruce always had a darkness inside of him, but this was something even beyond that. Zur then began to choke her because he believed that she was getting in the way of his objective, and upon realizing that he was doing so, Bruce momentarily fought his way back into control of his body, telling Lucy that she needed to run because not only would the Joker kill her, but also because he wasn't in control of his own mind. But Lucy was unwilling to give up on him, helping him up and then trying to get him somewhere safe. But it ended up being pointless because moments later, Zur regained control of the will, continuing his chase with the Joker and once again leaving Bruce in the war zone of his mind, where yet again he was forced to face all the different versions of Zur. Upon catching up to the Joker, Zur was able to stop him by wrapping up his legs with his bat line and then stomping directly onto the middle of his spine. He then held him in the air by the top of his jacket, lifted him above his head like a wrestler, and then absolutely obliterated his back by slamming it directly onto his knee with an insane amount of force, leaving the Clown Prince in the perfect position to be killed. But right before Zur could do so, Bruce somehow managed to fight his way back into control of his body after a long and gruesome fight with the Dark Knight Returns version of Zur. But upon coming out of the abyss of his mind, the craziest thing ever happened, because for some reason Bruce woke up in a hospital bed, a completely different setting from where Zur last was. And then a mysterious figure from the shadows told him that they were only supposed to activate the Terminus Project once their body was weak. But because Bruce resisted him and kicked him out of his mind, he needed a new home. The mysterious figure then stepped out of the shadows, revealing himself to be none other than Zur-En-Arrh inside of the body of Failsafe. So holy crap, Batman vs. Failsafe round 2, but sadly that's when the issue comes to an end, so if you want me to cover the next issue when it comes out, let me know in the comments down below.